Okay, good evening, everybody. We're ready to get started. Sorry for the delay. We had a lot to discuss in closed session. Calling to order our joint meeting of the City Council, successor agency to the Redevelopment Agency, Public Finance Authority, the Public Utility Authority, Housing Authority, Paris Joint Powers Authority, and the Paris Community Economic Development Corporation of the City of Paris this Tuesday, May 27th, 2025 at 6:42 p.m. Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Rapp.
Here.
Councilmember Vallejo.
Here.
Councilmember Nava.
Present.
Councilmember Corona.
Present.
Mayor Vargas.
Present, thank you. Item, item 3 is our invocation, which will be led by Will Weir from the Grove Community Church. If you'd all please stand and join us and remain standing for item 4, which is our Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Mayor Pro Tem Rapp.
Honorable Mayor, officials, let's bow our head. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening and opportunity to come together with your public officials who you mean for the good of the people here. Father, we just pray that this would be a productive meeting with productive outcomes. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me as we salute our nation's flag. Please place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Go Dodgers. Item 5 is a report on closed session items. Counselor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The council met in closed session to discuss 1, 2, 3, 4 items. Item A had 3 separate matters listed under, no reportable action on any of it.
Very good, thank you. Item 6 is our presentations. We have 4 presentations. Counselor, if you all join me down below, and we can remain there for the 4 consecutive presentations. All right, First one is going to be a presentation to the Paris Panther Youth Football and Cheer Organization's Junior Micro 7 versus 7 football team in recognition of winning their division championship. So tonight's my honor to recognize an outstanding group of young athletes from our very own community, the junior micro football team from Paris Panthers Youth Football and Cheer Organization, who recently earned the title 7 versus 7. So my understanding, that's 7 players against 7 players. Where's my coaches? Right? Was this flag or tackle? Okay. These students athletes represent the best of what the youth sports are all about: teamwork, commitment, and heart. Each player has developed their skills on both sides of the ball, showing not only their talent but also their dedication to learning, growing, and giving their best. This victory is a testament of their hard work, discipline, and Panther pride. And it would not have been possible without the incredible guidance and support of their coaching staff. So tonight we also thank and recognize head coach Ethan Luna, assistant coach Joe Anzures, and athletic director Gabby Anzures for their leadership, as well as their president, Mr. Hector Moreno, for their leadership, and the entire organization for creating such a positive, empowering space for our youth. On behalf of the City of Paris, congratulations to our junior micro champions. We are so proud of you, and we can't wait to see all that you continue to achieve both on and off the field. So each player, how many players do we have here? Raise your hand, guys, ladies. All right. So each one of them, you're going to get a certificate, and it reads that may it be known that the Office of the Mayor and the City Council hereby joins Paris Panthers Youth Football and Cheer in recognizing head coach Ethan Luna. Wrong one. May it be known that the Office of the Mayor and the City Council hereby joins Paris Panthers Youth Football and Cheer in recognizing, and I'll be the player's name, for his or her outstanding achievement in winning the 7 versus 7 football championship. We commend your dedication, talent, and hard work as an athlete and extend our best wishes for continued success in all your future endeavors. First certificate is going out to Sergio Leon. Come on down, Sergio. Not here? Luke McFan. Luke, come forward, Luke. May the force be with you, Luke. Oh, wow. Is that the trophies they got? Oh, man. Very nice. Congratulations. We're going to let someone else. Oh, it's heavy. You got to hold your certificate. Shake my hand. Look at the camera over here. Now you're going to go shake all the counselors' hands over here. Matthew Gomez. Elijah Montanez. Not here? Richard Anzures. The coach's son is not here? Is the coach here? Okay, how did you get here, coach, and not the son? Oh, blame it on the other guy. Ivan Hernandez. William Garcia. Aubrey Moreno. Kenise Luna. Roman Aguirre. Nolan Manuel. All right, this is also the athletic director, Gabby Anzures. She here? And Joe's not here. But Ethan is. You're the head coach, sir? Leave it for the head coach. Way to go. Ethan Luna. And finally, Mr. Hector Moreno, the president of the Paris football, Panther football.
Back a little bit, right there. Everybody look at the camera, please. Pay attention.
Stop like my buddy Luke.
Everybody look over there.
Good job. Awesome, awesome. Can you come closer?
Here it goes.
Hi, everybody.
We'll make comments afterwards. All right, the next one, 6B, is a presentation to the recipients of the 2025 Montluck Foundation Scholarships. The Director of Public Services, Sabrina Chavez, will introduce this item.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. I would like to introduce the Motlaw Scholarship Foundation and recognize here before you the scholarship recipients. So the Motlaw Scholarship Foundation is to provide scholarships to graduating high school students pursuing a college education in engineering, sciences, or a related field. The City of Paris is dedicated to promoting higher education and is aligned with the overall mission to contribute to the well-being of all Paris students who are committed to investing in their education for a brighter future. Out of the 15 applications received, 13 applicants met the eligibility criteria and were invited to attend an in-person interview with the Motlaw Scholarship Foundation Board. Following the interviews, 8 high school students were selected to receive scholarship awards. These scholarship recipients all meet the minimum weighted GPA of 3.5 and will be attending 4-year colleges to pursue degrees in engineering, neuroscience, computer science, biology, mathematics, and pharmaceutical sciences. I would like to acknowledge the foundation board members for their valuable contributions. Mayor Michael Vargas, Councilmember Malcolm Corona, Habib Motlaw, who's here present, Board Member Rosalinda Rivas, and Christopher Rabin, who weren't able to make it this evening. For more information about the Motlaw Scholarship Foundation or any individual or business interested in sponsoring future scholarships, please visit the city's website at www.cityofparis.org/scholarships or contact the Public Services Department. At this time, I would like to invite the mayor and city council for the presentation of certificates.
Okay, so it's always a privilege to recognize the achievements of outstanding young people in our community, especially this meaningful as we take a moment to honor 8 remarkable students who have each been awarded the prestigious Montluc Foundation Scholarship. Moments like these remind us of bright future being shaped right here in Paris by students who are working hard and dreaming big. And the first certificate will go out to Richard Vargas. This is no relation. May it be known that the mayor and the city council hereby commends the outstanding achievement of Ricardo Vargas and joins with the Paris High School in congratulating Ricardo on achieving the Montluc Scholarship Foundation Award in the amount of $5,000. We wish you continued success at the California State University, Fullerton, and look forward to great accomplishments that lie ahead in your bright future. Nancy Miramontes. She will be going. She's also receiving $5,000, and she will be going to the University of California, Los Angeles. Congratulations. Sydney Blancas. Also receiving $5,000, and she will be going to the University of California, Berkeley. Peter Sandoval. Peter is also receiving the amount of $5,000, and he'll be going to University of California, Riverside. Andy Nugent, did I say that right? Andy's receiving the amount of $5,000. He'll be going to the University of California, Los Angeles. Samuel Venturina. Samuel's also receiving the amount of $5,000. He'll be going to University of California, Irvine. Councilman Corona wasn't paying. There he goes. Jason Reese. Jason will be going to California State Polytech University in Pomona. And our last one is Pedro Morales. Pedro's going to the University of California, Riverside.
Three steps towards me, guys. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. There we go. Big smile. Good job, guys. Awesome. Stay there for a sec. Stay there for a sec.
Ready for tea time marquee? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, quick video.
Uh-oh.
Okay, item 6C is presentation of a proclamation to Diane Martin in recognition. Jeez Louise. Talk about a fan club. I only said 3 words and. All right, let me try this again. This is a presentation of a proclamation to Diane Martin in recognition of her retirement from the Paris Union High School District. Got a lot of reading to do here, folks. All right. So good evening to everyone. We are hereby together to recognize and celebrate the outstanding educator, Ms. Diane Martin. Diane has dedicated over 30 years in education, serving as the Paris Union High School District with passion and purpose. She began her career in 1993, who's counting, as a teacher of economics, government, and business. Over these years, she rose through several leadership roles, most recently serving as Director of Learning Support Services. Diane has been a tireless advocate for equity, especially for students in special education and alternative programs. She secured major grants like the $1.9 million We Can Work grant to expand career opportunities for students who need it most. Her innovative and data-driven approach improved instruction and student success across the district. Her work has been recognized at the highest levels, including being named the 2024 Educational Services Administrator of the Year and 2018 District and County Administrator of the Year. Diane is known not just for her leadership, but for her compassion, professionalism, and dedication. Her legacy will continue to inspire educators and students for years to come. The Office of the Mayor and the City Council thank and honor Diane Martin. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement, and thank you for everything you've done for our community. Now you can clap.
sister.
Right, right.
My river attire.
Awesome. You want to give her the flowers? Yeah. So she can have them in a picture? Yeah. Awesome. All right, everybody, look this way, guys. Ready? Look over here. Look this way, sweetheart. Good job. Good job. Perfect. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, 2 more to go. 6 days, this is recognition of Principal Lee Alfred and Assistant Principal Cindy Ramos for their contributions at Paris Lake High School.
Bring it in. Come here. Come here.
No doubt Paris is in the house, or PUSD, PUH. All right, we're going to start off with Principal Lee Alfred. Today we are proud to recognize a truly exceptional leader in education, Principal Lee Alfred. Mr. Alfred is not just an administrator, he's a role model. As a proud graduate of alternative education himself, he understands the unique needs and strengths of his students. At Paris Lake High School and Scholar Plus, he has transformed the campus into a place of hope, pride, and opportunity. Under his leadership, more than 1,600 students have graduated and gone on to build successful futures. So that's a very high number, folks. And you've been there how long? 5 years? So of which 2 was COVID. So your normal comprehensive high school graduates, anywhere between 400 and 600, let's just say. And then here we have our continuation school, 1,600 kids, and really in 3 years, I mean, that COVID didn't really count. That's a high number. It's a remarkable job what this dynamic duo has done. That wasn't in my notes. Mr. Alfred has created a student-centered culture and truly uplifts every learner. Through innovative programs and meaningful school traditions, he's built a strong sense of community and belonging. His dedication and impact have earned him well-deserved recognition as District and Alternative Education Administrator of the Year. Mr. Alfred, your leadership continues to inspire students, faculty, and the entire community. The Office of the Mayor and the City Council thank you for outstanding service to your unwavering commitment to education. Your work is shaping a brighter future for all. Honoring Assistant Principal Cindy Ramos. Today we are honored to recognize a remarkable leader in education, Assistant Principal Cindy Ramos. Ms. Ramos is known for her compassion, her courage, and unwavering commitment to students at Paris Lake High School and Scholar Plus. She has been a driving force for positive change, consistently challenging the status quo to create a more inclusive and supportive campus. Her work has helped build a school culture rooted in hope, belonging, and opportunity for every student. Through her strength and empathy, she has not only supported individual students, but she has also transformed lives. Ms. Ramos is a bold advocate for equity, and her leadership continues to inspire staff, students, and the entire school community. The Office of the Mayor and City Council thanks Ms. Ramos for being a true champion for students and a beacon of leadership. Your impact will be felt for generations to come, and thank you for all that you do.
Look forward for me. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. Nice. Perfect. Look this way, baby. Good job. Awesome. Okay, that's great. You look wonderful, honey. You okay? Awesome. Just look forward. You're good. Perfect. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Okay. Stay right there, guys. 1, 2.
Is Diane leaving? No, we're gonna talk about you guys right now and give her an opportunity to speak. Where is she? Oh, she's here. Oh, the fan club's leaving. Okay. It's a Dodger game. I get it. Oh. All right, let's go back to our first presentation, Paris Panther Youth Football. I'd like to invite the president up to say a few words on behalf of the league. That's you, Mr. Moreno. You want to come up, say a few words, or your coach? No stress.
It'll be really quick. I just want to say,
Go to the microphone, sir, please.
I just want to say thank you to the Paris organization for giving me a chance to coach these young kids. It was just a beautiful thing. Nobody ever gave us a chance, and we did it. You know, they're little champions for the rest of their lives, and that's something they could always lean on. But thanks, Coach, for giving me the opportunity. So
Very good.
that's all I got.
Thank you. It's okay. Thank you.
Just real quick, just want to thank the city of Paris for the support. And, you know, we help a lot of kids out, a lot of youth in our organization. And we look forward for our tackle season, our 2025 tackle season to win another championship. Thank you, guys. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council, anybody, any comments?
Should we save at the end, or?
No, we can do it now. I'm going to bring up each one.
All right, yeah, I guess I'll go first. Well, so flag football, just a big congratulations. A special thank you to the coaches and to the parents as well too. You know, it's just important that what you guys are doing for the youth is it's speaking for someone that did use sports. It's something that the kids are gonna you know they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. So a big thank you to all you. Thank you.
Councilwoman Vallejo?
Yes, I would also like to congratulate the coaches. I feel like a fact that nobody really knows about me is I played flag football when I was like 6, many years ago in like a different city. So I really appreciate the sport flag football and the girls that I saw there, because you guys are really making moves and really making changes. And I think it's a very fun sport, and I really appreciate you all for being in this community and still being proactive and passionate. So I really thank you all. Thank you.
Councilwoman Nava?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you to our coaches and parents for investing in your youth, and a very special thank you to our little ones. I had a chance to speak to some of you, and you're just such a joy. And I know we had a cheerleader who played and also played the football. I don't know how she manages to do it all, but a great thank you to all for coming on out here and allowing us to recognize you and just taking the special moment. It's a pleasure to have you all here, and I look forward to having you back once you continue winning some more rings for us. Thank you.
All right, that brings my turn. Thank you, Coach, all the coaches and the director. Can all the parents raise your hands too, please, for the athletes? I want to give you a big shout out too, because, you know, behind every athlete is a parent that's got to take them back and forth to practice, and you're devoting a lot of time, and I get it. And I was a coach many years ago with my oldest daughter for softball, and it's a thankless job. And, you know, when you have a lot of other parents trying to coach behind you, that's difficult, but I do applaud you for being there for your children, and for all the kids that are here, congratulations to you both. And we look forward to seeing more success with the Paris Panther youth football and cheerleaders. Thank you, guys. Okay, for the presentation of the 2025 Motlug Foundation Scholarship Winners, Council, any comments? Councilwoman Nava?
Thank you, Mayor. Well, a great thank you for allowing us to celebrate and recognize the amazing youth we have here in our very own community. I see you, and I feel like we're taking away from your studying and all your aggressive goals. But again, thank you for coming out, and I appreciate you all for looking for these opportunities. And also, a great thank you to Habib. We can't go without thanking you, and I hope you have the opportunity to speak a bit. So again, thank you all so much. You are gearing into a great path, and I hope you continue to visit us and share some future success as you earn that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, as being on the committee, on the selection committee, it was extremely difficult. There was phenomenal candidates, and I keep thinking about you know, all the candidates who applied, and you know, just a very difficult decision. But you know, I'm very proud of the 8 students that we chose. It wasn't originally supposed to be 6, but it was so difficult, so we decided to add 2 more. So I big congratulations to all those that were awarded. I really look forward to your future. A lot of you guys are going to go out and do some great things, but I do want you to remember to make sure that you come back to Paris. And a big thank you to Mr. Habib once again. Thank you.
Councilwoman Vallejo.
Yeah, I would also like to congratulate all the 8 students. You guys picked very hard majors that I can never do. So thank you for really stepping up and really choosing these important majors like sciences. There's some that I don't even understand what they mean. So you guys are headed to the right direction. And thank you for doing those changes in our whole lives, because I know filling out an application could be a little bit difficult sometimes, but you guys really stepped up, went through, did the whole process, did interviews. And we are so excited to know that we can help you just a little bit, because I know college tuition is very expensive, but I'm sure this could help you better than not having it. So we are very excited for you. And yes, please come back to our community, because we just love all the students that graduate here to come back and just motivate other students. Thank you so much.
All right, congratulations, students. It's well earned. I'm part of the committee, and I had a pretty tough meeting in Riverside that got me held over, and I missed the meeting, but I got to meet some of you afterwards. I did read through all your applications, and like Councilman Corona mentioned, there's a lot of successful folks, and unfortunately, you have to narrow it down, and the committee did stretch it out to 2 extra more. But at this time, I know he's going to be mad, but it doesn't matter. I need him to stand up. He came to me with this vision of doing this scholarship. And I think it's extremely important for the community to know that an engineer for the city of Paris who served our city for over 30 years is the person behind this scholarship program and invested $100,000 towards this program. So Habib, I need you to stand up. Mr. Habib Matlug. Mr. Matlug's been doing this for quite a while, and he's been contributing money to give 6 students every year money. And even after he retired, he still continued to do it. Myself and Councilman Corona were the ones spearheading that, trying to find students for money. But we're giving anywhere from $500 to $1,500, $1,000. Now this scholarship foundation has brought that number up to $5,000, and it's probably going to grow as we get more folks to contribute. But this is very rewarding for students. Yeah, it's not going to pay a whole year, but you know what? That money goes a long way. And I know, because I have 4 daughters, and they all went to college, and it's not cheap just to buy a book. I learned the first year. I never got to go to university myself, but my eldest, we sent her to school, and I think 2.5 months later, she just called me back to to fly her back home already. I was like, why? It's Turkey Day. I mean, even just the flight sometimes, if you're not local, it can be very expensive, or the commute. So please do well in school, focus on your studies, and as my colleagues say, do come back to Paris. All right, thank you, guys. This next one is for Diane Martin. Diane, you want to come share a few words, or we'll make our comments?
Well, first, I just want to say thank you to everyone, especially Councilwoman Vallejo, who is our former school board member for Paris Union High School District. I have to say that this is the first job that I've had. I have dedicated literally half my life with the city of Paris, teaching at Pinacati when there was only 3 schools in our district, from Pinacati to Paris Lake and Paris High School. I taught all 3. So I am very rooted in this community. I love our families here, and everything that you shared. And Elizabeth, I know you had a lot to do behind the scenes getting that information to Mayor Vargas. But I am very humbled and honored that you bestowed, proclamation for me. It really is a culminating thing in my career, personally and professionally, to be honored by the city of Paris, of which I've dedicated 34 wonderful, beautiful years. And partnering with Michelle, and a lot of your staff has been wonderful, and I would hope to continue to volunteer and help in all capacities. If you need anything on advisory or anything like that, I'd be more than happy to be part of that. So I just want to thank you so much, and thank my family and my friends and colleagues who are here to help support me. I wouldn't be here without their support, from Mr. Grant Bennett to Bob Ruff to Candace Rains, our cabinet members and our principals, people I've established long-term relationships with and will continue to move forward in the future. So I just want to thank you so much. Thank you.
Diane, before you leave, I have some volunteer applications at the end here we can get to. Council, any comments from anybody? Councilman Corona?
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. You know, I'm gonna make it brief, because I know, Councilwoman Vallejo wants to speak. But I have seen firsthand of your passion and your professionalism, with our school district, you know, with our passion with our students and our entire community. So congratulations on your well-deserved, time away, and, I trust that you will come back to our community. But thank you so much.
Councilwoman Nava?
Thank you. And thank you so much for everything you've done for our community. I'm sure if we had the opportunity to fill a room with all the students' lives you've touched, we'd fill up this whole City Hall chamber. So a great thank you to everything you do and all the impact you've had on everyone's lives that you've touched. And may you continue to stay busy and keep giving out your great gifts into the community. Thank you so much.
Councilwoman Vallejo?
Whew, Diane, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Diane, I've known you for a few years, and I can honestly say that you are someone who is the most fairest, caring, amazing person out there who you really spearhead and really focus on the students. And you have no idea how much your staff members really care about you and really care about your leadership skills. I have also learned so much from you. And I am very happy to know that there are people like you still in this world who really go for the good things. You have no selfish bone in your body. You just keep on giving. And we are more than happy to provide this proclamation to you because us as a council and staff at the City of Paris, we recognize people that actually serve the community, and you deserve to be highly recognized. So thank you so much for bringing your family, old friends, and so many other people, because you are literally changing lives every single day, and you still continue, even while retiring. And I know you're not gonna stop, and that's one thing that I really care and look up to you on, that you still continue on doing it. So I can't wait for your next journey, and we are here to support you. Thank you.
Well, they said it all, Diane. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure working with you. We've done a lot of things together with the district, and you were always calling on my office to be there and here and there, and it's a pleasure. You acknowledged, mentioned Grant Bennett, the former and retired superintendent for Paris Union High School District, who's standing in the back of the audience. Say hi, Grant. Thank you for being here. So congratulations. Enjoy your future, your next chapter. I did this back in 2012, and I'm still working, so I hope you can enjoy life. All right, and maybe, who knows, we might see somewhere on a vacation plan. All right, thank you so much. Okay, our last two from the recognition of Principal Lee Alfred and Assistant Principal Cindy Ramos. Council, any comments, questions? Yeah, are they still here? Mr. Alfred, you want to come on up? We'll put you on the spot first.
I didn't prepare any words, so I'm not really sure really how to take this moment other than thanking so many people for being a part of this. First, I want to say thank you so much, Ms. Valles, for being a part of everything that you did to support Paris Lake and Paris Union. We truly appreciate, your dedication to our campus. Mayor Vargas, thank you, sir, so much for your support from all the programs that you've helped us to get our student banners all the way down the street. Something that we haven't seen here in Paris, and a lot of surrounding districts even said for their all-day programs they hadn't seen. So I just want to thank you for highlighting the students in our district that normally go unseen. It truly has built them up to want to go out and do so much more, even run for city council and for board, because you guys have acknowledged them in a way that makes them feel part of this community. I want to just thank my wife and my kids. This is such a great experience for them to be here and to see what it is that we've worked so hard as a team with my assistant principal. Thank you so much. We did this as a partnership, collaborating to make sure that we were going to do something great with this community and with these students. And I just want to say thank you to our team, Paris Union, our principals, our staff that's back here. We are a family. We've done this together. We supported one another, our principals. We fought together. Some of our staff that has left. Mr. Bruff, I see you back there, Dean. Thank you guys all for being here. It's more of a family than anything, but we do it because of how we love and care for the community of these kids. So I just want to thank you for acknowledging the work that we all do as a team. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me let Ms. Ramos come up, and then we'll make comments.
Good evening. I also want to express my deepest gratitude to Ms. Vallejo and to Mayor Vargas, especially because you folks have believed in our students, you've believed in our community, and you make yourselves present, and that means so much. You come to our school, the students know you by name. In fact, you've inspired them to want to run for board. So don't be surprised when you see them on the ballot. But they are, it's a humbling experience, and I'm so thankful to have served as assistant principal at Paris Lake. I've served 17 years in Paris Union High School District, and I'm very thankful for my family, like Mr. Alfred said, our Paris Union family who believed in putting this team together and making sure that our students are treated like human, because that's what's important. We see the human aspect before their students. They have real fears, real goals, and our job is to make sure that we're there to love them, to support them, to teach them, to hold them accountable so that they can live a productive life and return to Paris and continue to do good for our community. I also want to express my deepest gratitude to my family who's sitting here in the front row, and without them, I'm nothing. So, thank you very much.
All right, Council, please use your cue if you want to speak. Councilman Corona.
I'll make it brief. To Cindy Ramos, it might be the first time I met you today, but I've heard so many great things about you. So a big thank you for all the work you do. Lee Alfred, I've met Lee Alfred years ago. He was actually a counselor at Paris High School. And, at that time, I got to witness his passion with the students and, just see where he was going. And being a principal at a continuation school often comes with challenges. But I've seen you talk to, by some of the former students that might have left Paris High or another school that went over there, and I had a chance to talk to them. And, it was very clear that you were able to inspire them and give them the self-determination for the students to live a productive life. So big thank you to both of you. Thank you.
Councilwoman Nava.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to emphasize that I could feel the passion for education that you both portray, and I just really truly thank you. It just serves as a great role model for your students, especially those students who are giving education a second chance and are hanging on by a thread. So I really truly thank you, and it's such a critical age for our youth to really set a good foundation for what their future will look like. So thank you so much for being there and capturing those students and gearing them in the right direction. So I applaud you, and I hope that you continue using your efforts and your talents to continue inspiring our youth. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's the magnificent word, is inspiration, inspiring. And Lee, when he needed something done, the emails that I received and the phone calls and the text messages, he would not leave me alone until the job got done. And then here comes Ms. Ramos. I first met her at Liberty High School, right, where my daughter teaches. And Lee was able to snatch her and take her over there. And together with your team that you have at the lake, as you guys call it, phenomenal. I told you the story about 1,600 graduates. That's for a continuation and Scholar Plus program. That's awesome. You have transformed many lives in this city. Kids that thought that they would never graduate or get their GED have been very successful thanks to the program that you guys do and the work that you guys do. It's beyond commendable. And if you ever give up teaching, hopefully my city manager can pick you up over here at the city of Paris. I could use you over here as well. But anyway, congratulations to both of you. I'm glad to see all your fan club here, your family support. It's awesome. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. Councilwoman Vallejo, sorry.
It's okay, no worries. Thank you, Mayor. One story that I do want to mention is Lee. I know I first heard of you when you were a Paris High School counselor when I was in high school. I didn't have you as a counselor, but every student talked about how cool you are, how supportive you are, how much genuine you really were. And it wasn't until I got on the Paris Junior High School District Board in 2020 was when you interviewed to become principal for Paris Lake, and that was one of the best decisions I have ever made to help vote on it, because you and Cindy both have really spearheaded that school. Every time I went to events, it was so genuine, and the students will come up to me and they always said like they are the most genuine people. The time and the money, like they also use their own money to put a lot of equipment, a lot of artwork, everything to make the students feel more comfortable and more safe. And the jobs that you both have it's such a difficult job, but you guys, I've never heard them complain. They have been nothing but nice, and they still continue to keep on going. Even the obstacles that present to them, they will find a way to just help the students. And you guys are amazing role models. Cindy, I met you just a few years ago, and I'm like, I want to be best friends with you because you are so supportive. And it's people also like you two that really makes me more happier that we're in this world. You know, this world, sometimes it's not really the best, but you guys really make it worthwhile. And you all have kept me going. I went to struggles on that school board, and you guys have kept me going, and you guys were nothing but positive and amazing leaders. I look up to all of you, and we are here to support you with anything you need. Thank you.
Okay, big shout out to all our presentations, to all our recipients for everything. Good work, everybody. And we'll give you a couple minutes if you want to step out before we continue on. All right, moving on to item 7. This is our Youth Advisory Committee communications, which will be given by Kimberly Tai, our president.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, and City staff. My name is Kimberly Tai, and I am honored to serve as the president of the Youth Advisory Committee. To start, our next YEC meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, June 3rd from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the council chambers. Next, we are thrilled to announce our next YEC open mic night is on Friday, June 6th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Statler Youth Center. Our theme for this event, YEC will be assisting staff with the upcoming Rods and Rails event on Saturday, June 7th. Following that, we are also excited to assist staff with the Statler Youth Center's summer kickoff on Monday, June 9th from 3:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Our theme for this event is a luau party, and hot dogs will be provided for the youth in the community. We are looking forward to contributing to this event's success. Lastly, we want to remind everyone that applications for the 2025-2026 YSC applications will be closed on Friday, May 30th, 2025. We encourage interested youth to apply and get involved. As always, YSC encourages everyone to stay safe and stay connected. Be sure to follow us on social media at Paris YAC for updates and information about all our upcoming events. Thank you for your time and continued support. We appreciate your partnership in making our community a better place.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Excuse me, Mayor, if I could just briefly interrupt, just want to announce that Kimberly Tai was recently announced the Paris High School valedictorian for 2025.
Wow.
And she will be attending UC Irvine, in the fall. So congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, item 8 is our public comments. This is the time when any member of the public may bring a matter to the attention of the mayor or the city council that is within our jurisdiction and is not listed on our agenda. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak?
Yes, sir. Katie Keys.
No problem. You need some help?
A hard act to follow with all these wonderful children getting grown up.
Yeah, come out to the microphone.
Okay, you can turn it on now.
Yeah.
Anyway, most of you already know the Paris Valley Historical Museum, which has been around this town since 1964. One of the founders was this gentleman, Clarence Muse, who was an actor, Broadway actor. You know, he just started in the 20s and kept going. He was actually a hero to most of the black actors and actresses in his day. Well, he thought he was going to retire. In 1935, he bought several acres in the Good Hope area of Paris. And he didn't retire. He kept doing movies. He kept doing community events. And he was one of our founders of our museum. And for the next 40 years, he did a lot to help Paris. I mean, he got water for the people that lived in Good Hope area. You know, he put on a Christmas hollow that gave the children of Paris that were, you know, wouldn't have had a nice Christmas. He always was there to give them a gift for several years. And he really was instrumental in starting the first art show in Paris in 1965. So now it's the 60th year, even though it wasn't done every year. We can thank Clarence for leading the way and giving Paris some culture. And so this Saturday, May the 31st, from 10 o'clock in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, we're going to celebrate at our museum, 120 West 4th Street, right kind of by the tracks of Metrolink, off of 4th Street. But in order to park, you can't park off of 4th Street. You have to go either on 3rd Street or in the back of the depot. Like on C Street, there's Metrolink parking, and there's plenty of parking. So, and it's free. We're going to have some vendors, so there'll be something to eat. And we're going to have artists, and we're going to have entertainment. We're going to have something for the children to do. They're going to be painting some things. So a lot of entertaining things, and there'll be a lot of memorabilia about Clarence. So I think you will enjoy it. We're going to have music. We're going to have a jazz band, actually at 1 o'clock till 3. And he plays the saxophone, and another gentleman usually plays with him, but he had surgery, so he has another guy. But I think you'll all like it. And we have Enhance the Gift Children, Margaret Briggs group that.
They cut you out. All right. Thank you, Katie. I'll see you on Saturday. I'll see Clarence too.
Lauren Venerelbi.
Good evening, Honorable City Council, City Clerk, City Staff, and Mayor. My name is Lauren Venerable, and I proudly serve as a member of the NAACP Lake Elsinore branch, where I have the distinct honor of chairing our 2025 Juneteenth celebration as the fundraiser chair. I come before you today not simply to promote an event, but to extend a call to unity, economic empowerment, and civic pride. On Friday, June 20th, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Lake Elsinore at the Diamond Stadium, the city will host a landmark occasion, a celebration rooted in history, yet focused on our collective future. Juneteenth commemorates the delayed but decisive moment when the final enslaved Americans in Galveston, Texas, received news of their freedom, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. But this event is not just a look back, it is a step forward, a change towards success. Our theme this year is Boots on the Ground with the swing of a Western theme, which is an affirmation of perseverance, progress, and partnership. The Juneteenth celebration will feature a dignified opening ceremony with military presence and community leaders, dynamic performances in music, spoken word, and dance, a vibrant showcase of 30 local small businesses and entrepreneurs, youth engagement zones with art, cultural, and education. What sets this event apart is our commitment to inclusion. This is a celebration for all people from all walks of life who believe in the ideals of freedom, equity, and community progress. It is a movement to uplift our local business owners, provide resources for families, foster connections across neighborhoods. I respectfully ask for your full support, not only through your attendance, but by amplifying this initiative, encouraging sponsorships, and affirming the significance of this day through your support and networks. Paris Valley has the unique opportunity to model what community engagement truly looks like: bold, collaborative, and visionary. Let us come together on June 20th from 5 to 9 p.m. We just not commemorate history, but to make history. I thank you for your time, your leadership, and your commitment to the people of this great city. I went to the Lake Elsinore City Council this past Tuesday, and I got their commitment as well. The mayor and the city councilmen will be there, so I look forward to having you guys there as well. I respect your time. My name is Lauren Venerable. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is all.
Thank you. Item 9 is approval of minutes. 9A is consideration to approve the minutes of the regular joint meeting held on May 13, 2025 of the City Council, successor agency, the redevelopment agencies, and all the other entities as listed in our agenda. There are no comments or questions from the council. I'll entertain a motion to approve. I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rab, second by Councilwoman Nava. Please call the vote.
Oh, it's not popping up.
Yeah, it's not popping up.
I'm a yes.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. Item 10 is a consent calendar. Consent calendar items are normally enacted in one motion. The mayor or city council may remove a consent calendar item for a separate action. We will have public comment, which is limited to 3 minutes. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak?
No, sir.
All righty. Council, does anybody have anything to pull for separate action or discussion? If not, I'm looking for a motion. A motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rab, second by Councilman Corona. Please call the vote.
Councilmember Vallejo,
Yes.
Mayor Vargas?
Yes.
5-0, motion approved.
Because this is happening, Madam Clerk,
Yes.
we need to do entire roll call because it just looks like 2 people only voted.
Yes, sorry.
So do this over and call us all.
Okay, sounds good. Mayor Pro Tem Rabb? Yes. Councilmember Vallejo?
Yes.
Councilmember Nava?
Yes.
Councilmember Corona?
Yes.
Mayor Vargas?
Yes.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. All right, item 11 is our public hearings. Eleven A is consideration to introduce the first reading of proposed ordinance number next in order, approving the adjustments to the speed limits of certain city streets and repealing ordinance number 1411. This is going to be introduced by our city engineer, Mr. John Porcazimi.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. About a year ago at the Public Safety Committee meeting,
Move your mic closer, we can't hear you.
yeah. Sorry, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. About a year ago at the Traffic Safety Committee meeting, staff were directed to conduct a traffic speed survey throughout the city, noting that the previous one was done in 2021, and to have a thorough speed survey conducted throughout the city. So we had RK Engineering, our consultants, to do the survey, and we have Brian Estrada with RK Engineering today before you to make a presentation.
Hi, good evening, council members. My name is Brian Estrada, traffic engineer with RK Engineering Group. I'd like to give you just a brief presentation regarding the engineering and traffic survey for speed limits that was conducted for the city of Paris. An engineering and traffic survey, or an ENTS, is mandatory to establish speed limits for the enforcement of speeds using radar and LiDAR devices. And it's also required to prevent a potential speed trap under the California Vehicle Code. All local agencies must conduct engineering and traffic surveys to do the following: to enforce speeds using radar, to raise or lower state-dictated prima facie speed limits above 25 miles per hour, or otherwise lower the maximum permitted speed of 65 miles per hour. We follow the standards and guidance out of the California Vehicle Code and the California Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices to set these speed limits. Just a very brief history about Assembly Bill 43, which was recent legislation that was passed that provided some additional guidance and parameters to local authorities on setting speed limits. So this was passed in 2021 as part of California's Vision Zero initiative to help reduce traffic fatalities. Basically, it provided more flexibility in setting speed limits. The requirements of AB 43 were incorporated into this latest report. Examples of some of the things that local agencies can now use to lower speed limits: they can establish safety corridors, additional requirements for business districts, and other areas that generate high concentrations of pedestrians and bicyclists. So as part of the speed survey, we collected a lot of different type of data. We collected ADT counts, radar speed surveys of samples of the speeds along local streets, collision history, and site visits and inventories. And just a brief review with the 85th percentile speed. This is a common metric used in establishing speed limits. The 85th percentile speed is the speed that 85% of vehicles are observed to travel under free flow conditions. This is typically considered the safe and reasonable speed for most drivers. And when we set speed limits, we try to set them near the 85th percentile speed, typically, as indications show that speeds below 85 percentile of speeds can require enforcement challenges. So just a couple of kind of a brief summary of the findings of the study. We included over 140 roadway segments in the city of Paris. Speed limits are lowering on 38 of the segments. And we have a list of examples of some of the speeds here. Ramona Expressway, I won't name them all, Ryder Street, Orange, Nuevo, and so forth. 20 roadway segments had speeds increase. Map overviewing the study area. I know it's a little hard to read, showing all the final recommended speed limits. And again, we appreciate the opportunity to work with the City of Paris on this project, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have on the study.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Council, just so you know, this was vetted through the Public Safety Commission. We approved it to move forward to the full council. Madam Clerk, do we have, well, this is a public hearing, so I'm going to have to open it. You guys have any quick questions? Okay, let me open up the public hearing at 7:56. Madam Clerk, do we have any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Anybody wishing to speak on this item? Okay, we will close the public hearing at 7:56. And we're up for discussion or any recommendations for motion to approve? Deliberations?
If there are no comments, I'd like to motion to approve.
Okay, oh, and just so you guys know, we do have a computer glitch, so for the remainder of the night, we're gonna have to do a roll call vote. I'll go ahead and second that. I have a motion by Councilwoman Nava, second by the mayor. Please call the vote. Good night, Venerables.
Mayor Pro Tem Rabb,
Yes.
Councilmember Vallejo,
Yes.
Councilmember Nava,
Yes.
Councilmember Corona,
Yes.
Mayor Vargas,
Yes,
5-0, motion approved.
thank you. 11B, consideration to introduce the first reading of a proposed ordinance number next in order, adopting the CAL FIRE designated fire hazard severity zones, FHSZ, map designated for the city of Paris. This will be introduced by Director of Development Services, Mr. Kenneth Fung.
Good evening, Mayor. This item will be presented by our building official, Fire Marshal Jorge Caballero.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, City Council members, city staff. Thank you for having me. Today, I'm going to be talking about the fire hazard severity zone map update for the city of Paris. The Department of Forestry and Fire Protection is mandated by government code to create the maps for the fire hazard severity zones. So the map that you see on the screen right now was transmitted for CAL FIRE and received by the city in March 24, 2025. Let me mention that the Department of Forestry and Fire Protection is commonly known as a CAL FIRE. So there is another government code that requires the city to update and adopt the fire hazard severity maps within 120 days from the day received from CAL FIRE. This put us on a deadline for July 24, 2025. In the map, you're going to see that the area was extended in the northwest of the city, in southwest of the city, and the northeast was a new area created. We're going to talk a little bit more in another slide. So if you wonder how CAL FIRE made the determination how the zones are defined in a map, so they use several elements to make that calculations, but the two more important I'm going to mention is with the new science and climate, they find micro weather conditions for the city, including the surface winds, and they added native and urban vegetation. With these two elements, they determine how far the fire ambers fly, and then determine the age of the fire severity zones. So in this slide, in the left side, you see the existing fire hazard very high severity zones that we have, and in the right side is the new very high, high, and moderate zones. The Office of the State Fire Marshal doesn't allow the local jurisdictions to reduce these zones, But if we need it, we can increase the fire zone, the fire hazard severity zones. So what is going to happen with the properties they are in this area? Where new buildings and renovations and additions to these buildings must follow hardening standards required for building code, specifically Chapter 7A. As example of that would be the type of roofing materials, the type of doors, the type of windows, the type of walls. In addition, it's recommended additional defensive space requirements. That would be different zones around the house that has different requirements if it's 5 feet around, 30 feet around, or 100 feet around of the property. Also, any new buyer of a house shall be informed if the house is in a high fire severity zone or not. So the map was published in the city and fire marshal websites. Notification was sent to social networks, the Building Industry Association and the Commercial Real Estate Development Association was notified, and the maps were presented to the Planning Commission early in this month. Also, a notice of public hearing for the City Council was published in the local newspaper. City staff did not receive any comments for the public. Nonetheless, County CAL FIRE received about 23 comments. Once an ordinance is approved adopting this map, those comments will be included in our package that will be sent to the CAL FIRE office, and they will review those comments. Ending my presentation, the recommendation of staff is to introduce the first reading for ordinance number next in order to adopt the City of Perris high fire severity zones within the local responsibility area as recommended by the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. I am available if you have any questions here.
Thank you, Jorge. Council, any brief questions before I open up the public hearing?
Yes, I have a question.
Council, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, regarding the city council's role in approving this map, based on the agenda pack and what you mentioned earlier today, our role is purely ministerial. We really don't have a say one way or the other on this.
That is correct. So Government Code 51179 mandate the city to adopt the map.
Okay. And then regarding the proposed map, are you aware of any instances where CAL FIRE had a proposed map and then after determining that in a certain area in their proposal no longer posed a risk that they either rescinded that area or took the area out of the map?
From 2007 to now, they did not change any of the maps previously done. So if they do it, probably it's going to be something new.
Okay. And last question, as the agenda packet, I think you mentioned it, there were about 26 to 30 letters from neighbors in the villages of Avalon. They all kind of reiterate the same points, and the points were, you know, the burn rate from the hills of Lake Perris to their neighborhood. It would burn, I guess, in less than 10 minutes. All those letters will be forwarded to CAL FIRE for their consideration?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Nava?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to piggyback on some of those questions that Mayor Pro Tem asked, which were very similar to mine. I just wanted to hear what an update is as far as the residents who submitted letters. Has there been any type of response sent back or any communication to let them know what to expect moving forward?
From the 23 comments, only 2 of them, they have a phone number.
Okay.
So I reached out to them and explained the situation and explained the questions they had. Also, I reached out to the president of the association, but I haven't received no response.
Okay. Okay, appreciate that. I just wanted to make sure since they did submit, took time to submit and share their concerns. As Mayor Pro Tem mentioned, there's really nothing we can do besides, you know, moving it forward. So I just want to make sure that they're in the loop and are informed of what is to happen next. So thank you for that.
They are.
Councilman Corona?
Thank you, Mayor. You know, I was trying to look for in the staff report what the previous map was, and to kind of compare it to see how some areas have grown, some areas have shrunk. But it was well, in the staff report it wasn't. You know, it's hard to find it. But you know, with the residents that live in these areas, they purchase a residential home. It's not like they live in the hills or anything like that. They purchase a residential home. So I totally understand what we're voting for. It's not whether we agree with it or not. But I think there also needs to be discussions later on how we can mitigate that. For example, I just got my new insurance updates, and it went up from $4,000 to $6,000 a year. And it's not just me; it's all my neighbors. They're all getting it, and they're all saying it was because of the fires and stuff like that. So we definitely need to look for ways to do fire mitigation. I do live backed up to to the hills out there with it's a park. I can't remember the name.
The BLM area.
Yeah, but it's a specific name where we go hiking and stuff. Cabian Park, and so I totally get it, but it's not forest and stuff; it's grassland and stuff like that. And believe me, anytime there's a fire way out there, I'm always concerned and I take it very serious. But if we could work with our fire department to mitigate it, to see if some of those mitigations, the fire mitigations, and being proactive, if any of those could help reduce, the insurance costs, because it's making it very unaffordable for people. To live in these areas that they all thought was a residential area. So that's all the comments for me, though. Thank you.
Of course, we'll work with the fire department to do that. And I will just to add, the Ricardo Lara, the insurance commissioner, just put a California consumer alert that the fire hazard severity maps will not affect the insurance, and explain there that they're using different risk factors, different than the fire hazard severity maps. So, and they updated the risks every 2 or 3 years compared with the CAL FIRE maps that they do every 10 to 15 years.
So if a home is now in a high fire hazard zone, and then the insurance are looking at this map, and then they see this house that they insure is now in a high fire hazard zone, and then he's saying that this is not going to affect it?
That's correct.
That's what he's saying?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
That's what he said. That's what he's supposedly saying. All right, before I continue on, I need to open up the public hearing at 8:07. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Anybody wishing to speak on this item? All right, we're going to close the public hearing at 8:07. So I'm reiterating what Councilwoman Nava and Mayor Pro Tem, because I live in the north end, and all of a sudden now I'm in a fire zone. But I find it very amusing that we have to approve an ordinance that we don't have a choice to approve because the state is mandating it. So I don't even know why it's even at the dais here today. It's, it's another tactic that the state of California is doing, is just shoving things down to local government. And anyway, don't even get me started. And you saw the slide, it's saying we're not going to raise rates, and here this man just got jumped up $2,000. I don't have any weeds in my neighborhood. We just have rock mountains behind us. I can understand the southern end near Councilman Corona, there's the BLM area, there's a lot of weeds out there. I get that, where there's a lot of weeds. But in the north end, I mean, the weeds are really nuevo. But you made an interesting point that they're claiming now the fire embers are flying even, and we do have very high winds. So did they say how far these embers are staying lit up? I mean, I'm a Villages of Avalon. I mean, we're still, there's still quite a ways out from those. Anyway, I don't know, but it's just very disturbing that we have to approve something that we don't have a choice on anyway.
So the maps, they measure hazard, but not risk. Let me try to put this example here. Let's say somebody's in a flood zone and 2 houses are built in the flood zone. Both houses, they are at risk of flooding. But it happened that one house raised the grade elevations for 2 feet. So both houses still have the hazard, but one of them has more risk than the other. So it's the same thing they're trying to do with fire hazard severity maps. So if you maintain your property, there is clean, there is no vegetation in the first 5 feet around the house, the risk is very low.
Yeah, and this is all buried in your CCRs when you buy a home, which is a Bible full of papers, and people are just thumbing through, and we're not even paying attention to what we're signing off, and it's a shame that that this is going to sneak up on them, and they're going to act like they didn't know, but they signed off on it. And this is a golden opportunity, just last comment, just to reiterate what we just went through, and now we're talking about fires, and that's the, I forgot the power shutoffs, the term, what is it? Power, no, there's an acronym though, but the power outages that we went through. And just to reiterate to our community, you know, in the case of that, that really was directly related because these grids, back in the day, I guess, when Paris was very scattered, there are very large grids, and some of our areas goes into those high weeds areas. And because of that, they shut that power down there, but it affects everybody coming westward back into Paris, and a lot of our, fortunately, our communities get their power shut off. And then I learned why it takes so long to come back on is they have to go and inspect each pole before, it's not a matter of just flipping a switch and you got power again. They got to go back and inspect. So between that, fire embers, this is getting ridiculous.
And maintenance.
And
That's really
maintenance.
affected
Yeah.
some homes.
Okay, if no one else has any more questions, I'm going to call for a motion on the first reading. I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Rab,
Second by
second by
Nava.
Councilman Corona. Please call the vote.
Mayor Pro Tem Rabb,
Yes.
Councilmember Vallejo,
Yes.
Councilmember Nava,
Yes.
Councilmember Corona,
Yes.
Mayor Vargas,
Yes.
5-0, motion approved.
Thank you. Item 12 is business items. 12A is consideration to provide direction regarding industrial warehouse and distribution center uses in the business park zone. This will be introduced by Director of Development Services, Mr. Kenneth Fung.
Good evening, Mayor. This item will be presented by our Principal Planner, Rafael Garcia.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Vargas, members of the City Council. Good to be before you here today. The item before you tonight is pertaining to industrial warehouses and their allowance within the Business Park zoning district with approval of a conditional use permit. So last year, Councilmember Rab requested the review of industrial warehouses being allowed within the Business Park zoning district with approval of a conditional use permit. Now, a conditional use permit is a discretionary entitlement that is required to be obtained before said use can be operated within that zone. Typically, conditional use permits are reviewed and approved by the Planning Commission, and they require a public hearing that is notified to the public. There's also certain legal findings that the members of the commission have to make in order to approve said requests. This is the case in the Business Park zoning district with the exception of the Paris Valley Commerce Center specific plan. The Paris Valley Commerce Center specific plan has a business park zoning district, but it does not allow industrial warehouses with a conditional use permit. So they're not allowed in that zone, period. Now, recently, there were 2 industrial projects that were approved within the BP zone with a conditional use permit. The first was a 350,000 square foot industrial building. The second was a 460,000 square foot industrial warehouse, along with a wide variety of other developments, including a self-storage facility, 2 drive-through restaurants, a retail shopping center, and a 4-story hotel. Now, most of the existing BP zoned properties within the city are either entitled or developed. The ones that are not are currently owned by public agencies. So location number 1 before you and on the slide shows a 43-acre site within the Green Valley Specific Plan area. A CUP was approved for the site earlier this year for a 460,000 square foot warehouse that I previously mentioned. This site has been approved with the industrial warehouse. So at this point, unless that entitlement was to lapse, there's no future action that would impact the site, in that it's already been approved as of January of this year. Location number 2 is at the southwest corner of Mapes Road and Trumbull Road. This is a 19.2 acre site. It is zoned business park, and as of November of 2024, a CUP was approved for a 350,000 square foot warehousing building. Same issue here, where the site has been approved with a conditional use permit. Unless the entitlement were to lapse, there is no future action that would impact the site as far as any new warehouses. Location number 3 is at the south side of Vista Road between Trumbull Road and Sherman Road. This is approximately 22.8 acres in area, again, zoned business park. Interesting thing about this site here is that it is owned by the county. Western half of the site is currently improved with the drop zone water park. The east side, the eastern half of the site, is currently undeveloped, but it is still owned by the county. Location number 4 is on the south side of Placentia Street between Frontage Road and Indian Avenue. This site consists of a total of 4 undeveloped parcels totaling approximately 17.6 acres in area. It is owned by the Riverside County Transportation Commission, also known as RCTC, and these parcels currently serve as a regional detention basin for the area. So future development at this site is not anticipated at this point in time. Now, with regards to some of the development standards within the zone, minimum lot size is 20,000 square feet, minimum lot frontage is 100 feet, and the setbacks can get a little involved in that setbacks oftentimes vary on the frontage of the right-of-way as well as the use that's directly adjoining the site. So if you have a non-residential use, typically the setback is reduced. That's the way the zoning treats it. If the adjoining use is residential in nature, the setback would be increased in order to try to alleviate any impacts onto any adjacent sensitive receptors. Now, with that said, Section 19.44080 of the Paris Municipal Code also has some design guidelines and some design standards that regulate entrances, massing, in order to reduce a lot of the bulk and massing associated with industrial facilities. Has regulations pertaining to architectural elevations and some of the treatments that should be incorporated. It also regulates the type of materials that are used along the exterior facade of the building. It also has regulations pertaining to glazing and windows, paint colors, as well as roofs. All of these requirements are intended to attempt to provide a design that's going to be compatible with the surrounding area and hopefully improve the overall aesthetic appeal of these buildings. Now, staff is recommending that the City Council consider and provide direction to staff on whether to amend these existing regulations for warehouses and distribution centers within the business park zone. This would be all of the business park zone that's beyond the Paris Valley Commerce Center specific plan. With this in mind, there are a few alternatives that are that the City Council can potentially decide to go with before you tonight. Number 1 is to leave as is. This would not do any type of changes to the code, and it would require that any industrial warehouse continue to secure a conditional use permit before operating the use. The second option would be to not allow industrial warehouses with a CUP within the business park zone. That would mean that no matter what new operator would come in, industrial warehouses would no longer be allowed in the zone. Another option would be to limit the size or limit the square footage of these industrial warehouses, whether with or without the requirement of a conditional use permit. And last would be to potentially add some type of development restriction to limit the amount of development that would be allowed along with these types of industrial warehouses. That concludes the presentation. Staff is available to answer any questions that the members of the City Council may have pertaining to this item. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rafael. Madam Clerk, do you have any requests to speak on this item?
No, sir.
Very good. Council deliberation comments. Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, I brought this item up because I think it's important. There's really only 2 properties left that are under this CUP that allows the CUP to go forward with industrial building. And it looks like both of them are owned by the county. But I think for the future, just those 2 properties to be on the safe side, I think we should not permit industrial warehousing in locations 3 and 4, it would have to be the same process as the Paris Valley, the PVCC plan. So I think if my colleagues are amenable to that, maybe we could move forward on getting the, I know one property is a drainage ditch, but there could always be, the county could sell part of it, and then the Field of Dreams, 10, 15 years from now, they could use that eastern part for a warehouse. So I think we should, yes, if you can bring it up, I think it's location 3. Location 3, see that eastern section on Sherman? And then if you go to location, can you go to location 4? Location 4, I know some of that's a drainage ditch, but you never know, they could go on the corner of Placentia and Indian. So I think just to be safe, the council would still have its discretion. If we have a project we like, we can always factor into it or examine it. But I think we should go with option 2.
Councilman Corona.
Just for clarification though, Councilman Reb, for location 3, you want the whole property included in
Just to be safe, you never
Okay.
know, they could buy it up. I know in Fontana, they bought up the racetrack and turned it into a warehouse.
Yeah, yeah, and then Redlands, I think they bought the old, the Egyptian theme amusement park over there, Pharaoh's. Yeah, so I definitely agree with you to include those in there. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes, I have a quick question. Sorry, my tablet's not working. But I had a quick question. For those lots that are owned by the county, I know it's county-owned, but do they take a look at our guidelines to make sure that it's being fair? Because I don't know the past history of how the county builds, but if we were to implement this, would they most likely listen to our guidelines?
Yeah, they would have to reach out to staff and work with staff with the regulations that's in place.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
They can't override our policy on our land. Anybody else? All right, was that a motion you were making, Mayor Pro Tem?
I'd make a motion. If we can do a motion. I'm not sure if we're supposed to direct staff.
Yeah,
or
we
just come back
actually
or-
give direction, yes.
Okay. So I can make a motion if it's easier.
And just give the direct, you don't have to do it in a motion.
Yeah, the direction would be just to come back with putting the last BPO land concurrent with the PVCC, where industrial uses would not be permitted on those 2 last parcels.
Mayor Pro Tem, if you are willing to entertain, I don't know how to ask this question, but let's say an entitlement expires for existing sites, would you be willing to also include that in your?
If I may, Councilwoman Nava, and for clarification, option or number 2,
We bring up those options.
would mean that all BP zone would no longer allow warehouses. So we couldn't just take 2 sites and not allow them for 2 sites. So the code amendment would no longer allow warehouses in a BP zone. So if the entitlements expire for those property 1 and 2, then the new developer could no longer come in and apply for a warehouse.
Okay.
Now, you can always change the zone, they can ask for a rezone, and that can be evaluated on a case-by-case basis for future.
Okay. So then just reiterating option 2 is, okay,
Yes.
thank you.
When their entitlements expire, we'll deal with that at that time.
Councilman Corona?
Yeah, so for clear, so what we're doing, we're voting for everywhere.
We're not voting, we're just
We're
giving
giving
direction.
directions to bring back for everywhere. Gotcha, okay, all right. And then, do we have any future day and when those entitlements expire?
Usually the entitlements are good for 3 years and they're 3 one-year extension unless there's a development agreement which could extend it further. And I believe the one at the Green Valley does have that. I just don't know the time limit right now on the top of my head.
Okay, thank you.
Everybody good with that? All right, there's your direction. Okay, item 13 is council communication. Councilwoman Vallejo.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to quickly note that, when was it, last week? That we went to Vegas and we did go to the ICSC conference, and I I think it went successfully well. I did learn from my colleagues on the next year on what to say. So I think we have some really good businesses that really want to come here. So that's the one thing that I want to reiterate to the whole community, that Paris is actually on the map and people want to come here. So we just have to make sure to preserve our land and make sure that the right businesses are coming here. So it was a great, successful conference. I was very excited to be there. I can't wait to go next year. And we had some good news. And then just another note that I want to add is I want to say congratulations to all the high school graduates that are graduating like next week. Graduations are always amazing to go, and I would like to congratulate all the seniors from Paris and all the other cities, because it's a new chapter and a new step in their lives, and they're going to do amazing, and I do hope they come back to Paris. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Corona?
Thank you, Mayor. I too went to ICSC. It was very, very promising to see how some of these businesses were actually interested in coming to Paris. You know, I think in the past we were having to kind of go out there and look for them, and now so many people are kind of you know, wanting to come to Paris, right? So they're wanting to talk to us. I also attended the Memorial Day events on Monday with the mayor and councilman or Mayor Pro Tem Rab. You know, here at the Paris Cemetery. So just want to thank everyone for organizing that event. I'd also like to bring back to staff an amendment to our purchasing ordinance to limit the duration of contracts. We should be able to terminate contracts after a certain amount of years. An extension should be 1 or 2 years and only one extension. So if we could look at possibly doing a policy or preferably a code for that. And then I too want to just congratulate all the graduates from kindergarten all the way to if you're getting your PhD. It's you know, our city is very appreciative of you, and just want to congratulate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Nava?
Thank you, Mayor. I also, too, would like to express my gratitude and just a great thank you to our city staff for coordinating the International Council of Shopping events. And I'm especially looking at Director of Economic Development and Housing, Michelle Ogawa, and her small but mighty team. Definitely plenty of networking happening, and I'm very optimistic of the opportunities coming here to Paris. Those are all my comments for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
I just want to congratulate all the graduates, all the people getting promoted, and all the people moving to their next steps. That concludes my comments for tonight. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, staff, for having another successful Empowering Your Mind conference for our kids, for our students. Got to attend our annual senior prom for our seniors at the gym. That was always fun to go to. Had a good show at the May Ranch Elementary. They had their drama club put on a production. It was very good. Thank you to staff. Councilwoman Nava joined me for the National Kids to Parks Day. You heard about ICSC. Valverde USD opened their central kitchen. That is a huge facility, very large warehouse next to their headquarters. They will now be cooking centrally for all their schools that don't have full-size kitchens. They'll be also offering their culinary classes and also even bringing in families if they want to come and learn how to cook and eat healthier. It's just a phenomenal facility. Thank you again for the Paris Sheriff Station. I was able to stop by their volunteer awards dinner. Our city manager and assistant city manager were there that evening. And we talked about the Memorial Day ceremony, and that's it for me. Next is city manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. The Public Services Department will be hosting the Utility Box Art Unveiling Ceremony tomorrow, Wednesday, May 28th at 10 a.m. at the City Hall Council Chambers parking lot. And then also, please join us for the 24th Annual Rods and Rails Extravaganza on Saturday, June 7th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Southern California Railway Museum. There will be free activities, live music, and giveaways. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. That takes us to item 13, our adjournment. We are adjourned at 8:29. Thank you, everybody, for joining us or watching us. Have a good and safe evening.